Welcome to our lecture on servicing and commissioning plumbing fixtures and appliances. Today, we are going to dive into the practical steps for repairing and replacing common household plumbing components, from toilets and sinks to garbage disposals and dishwashers. Let's start with domestic water closets, or toilets. They generally come in two designs, one-piece and two-piece. One-piece models are compact, with fewer parts, while two-piece, or close-coupled models, have a separate tank and bowl joined by a gasket and bolts. Both face similar maintenance issues. Inside the tank, the fill valve controls water flow. Older styles use a ball cock with a float ball on a metal arm, but modern valves use a compact round float that slides up and down the shaft. These modern valves are inexpensive and easy to replace entirely when they fail. To replace it, you will first turn off the water, drain the tank, and disconnect the supply line. Then, remove the lock nut at the base, pull out the old valve, and install the new one, adjusting its height to match the tank's fill line. If the flush valve is leaking, you will need to remove the tank entirely to access the large sponge gasket and lock nut underneath. Additionally, if you ever need to completely remove the toilet from the floor, always replace the wax ring at the base to ensure a watertight seal upon reinstallation. Moving on to basin drains. Most issues here occur at the drainage connections. To service a sink drain, you will often start by placing a bucket underneath and loosening the slip nuts to remove the P-trap. This is also the standard method for clearing clogs or retrieving dropped items. When replacing the drain collar itself, you will use a thin roll of plumber's putty. Press the collar down into the sink hole to create a watertight seal. Wipe away the excess and tighten the locking nut from below. Kitchen sinks have a slightly different setup, utilizing a basket strainer. Over time, the metal housing can corrode, or the rubber and plastic gaskets can break down, causing leaks. Repairing this involves unthreading the lock nut beneath the sink and replacing the washers and strainer body in the exact manufacturer's order. Faucets are highly used fixtures that eventually leak due to worn seals or O-rings. To fix them, you must first identify the type. The four main designs are ball, compression, cartridge, and ceramic disc faucets. Each has a unique internal mechanism controlling water flow and temperature. Ball faucets use a hollow ball with slots and spring-loaded rubber seals. Leaks here usually mean replacing the springs, valve seats, or the ball itself. Compression faucets, the oldest style, use a screw mechanism to compress a rubber washer. You will typically need to replace this bottom washer or the stem O-ring. Cartridge faucets operate smoothly with a quarter turn. Servicing them involves pulling a retaining clip, removing the cartridge, and replacing its O-rings, or swapping the whole cartridge. Disc faucets use two durable ceramic discs. They rarely leak, but if they do, you usually just need to clean or replace the small neoprene inlet seals beneath the cartridge. Tub and shower faucets are similar to sink faucets, but are housed behind the wall. You will need a special tub socket wrench to remove the stem and replace the seat washers. Also, do not forget the aerator at the tip of your sink spout. If flow is restricted, unscrew it and soak it in vinegar to remove mineral buildup. Garbage disposals combine plumbing and electrical components. When seals fail or parts corrode, the unit usually needs total replacement. You will disconnect the electrical, the drain, and the dishwasher hose, then use a wrench-shut tool to twist the lower mounting ring and detach the heavy unit from the sink flange. If a disposal simply stops working, it might just be jammed. First, check the red reset button on the bottom. If it is tripped, a jam likely caused an overload. With the power off, you can insert a 1/4-inch hex wrench into the bottom center hole and manually turn the flywheel to free the obstruction. Finally, let's look at dishwashers. Modern units display error codes to help diagnose issues. A common problem is a blocked drain hose or filter. If the drain pump itself fails, you can access it behind the lower front panel, disconnect the wiring and hose, twist it a 1/4 turn, and swap it out. Other common dishwasher failures include the water inlet valve or the heating element. Replacing these requires shutting off the water and power, removing the lower panel, and swapping the components. For the heating element, you may even need to pull the entire dishwasher out from under the counter to access the rear mounting nuts. To wrap up, successfully servicing plumbing fixtures and appliances comes down to accurately identifying the fixture type, safely isolating the water and electrical supplies, and systematically replacing worn seals, gaskets, or faulty components. Always test your work for leaks before finishing the job.